Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. So dear Dhamma practitioners, as usual, we'll take few minutes in the beginning to clarify ourselves how this practice can help for us. And when it comes to practice, there are few ways that we can practice things. It is just not only meditation. As example, if somebody asks, are you practice Buddhism? In the Western world, most of time people think it's about meditation. Maybe they think that means you practice meditation. And when people practice meditation, sometimes they say, oh, I practice Buddhism. But when it comes to the very ethics of the Buddha's teaching, there is a structure built up. It goes step by step. And it has a connection. Base is the wisdom. And that is the final goal. That is our finish line, wisdom. And that wisdom also have to understand separately. There are two kinds of wisdom, conventional wisdom and eternal wisdom. So the conventional wisdom, as ordinary people in day-to-day life, as like a male, female, husband, wife, parents, children, brothers, sisters. So like that, according to your position and according to your responsibility, how you can develop a comfortable life for you and for other people. And that is just, even it has a different meaning when it comes to comfortable life. It always need to be whatever your bodily, verbally, mentally actions that you perform as an ordinary person should help for you to become a better person, grow yourself. So as example, as a man or as a woman, as a husband or as a wife, as parents or as children, as friends, how you can become a more better person according to your position. So that also kind of like a way of practicing. It's a very conventional level. It is just not maintaining. It has a way you, by the time you maintain your life, but by the time you become more better. So in the once you pick up that lifestyle, little by little, by the time it brings some kind of wisdom to yourself regarding even this very conventional life. So that wisdom has a relationship with the eternal wisdom. So, and at the same time, when it comes to the ethics, it's develop this conventional life and how it can help for the eternal life. That means your liberation. So one thing is that ethics, the behavior of your bodily, verbally, mentally actions, without doing any harm to yourself and to others, without making any harm to others and as well as for yourself, and doing the good things for you and for other people. Another thing is taming and calming down your mind. Practicing yourself is one way of practice. So it start with the physical actions, bodily, verbally, actions, behavior. So then doing all the bodily, verbally actions just without any discipline. And if you sit for meditation, maybe it doesn't work like that way for kind of like an ordinary person. For some people, it can happen, but there is a foundation that we have to build up if you practice. So once you build up the ethics, the behavior related to your body, it develops a structure. Another way we call it discipline. So once you have the discipline as a practice, what happened by the time, it developed the faith, conviction, shraddha, confident regarding the practice. And not only the practice, by the time it is that when you keep practice, you start to know yourself some kind of experience and prove you that the path that you walk and the practice is bring the mental peace, satisfaction, comfort. So that will help you to have the faith, conviction. See that how it links your discipline, uplift your faith. If you don't have the discipline, what happens? It's very difficult to have the faith regarding something. So once you have the faith, it also take you towards the wisdom. The faith, even that when it comes to just ordinary way of, that regarding the faith, regarding the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, it's not going to just hold you to one thing. It will take you to deeper level of practice yourself to understand and become like that. So when it comes to the wisdom, then it is a meditation, and at the same time, it is your experience. An experience, and at the same time, there is a certain way you understanding your physical, mental behavior and your faith and your practice. This all together bring some kind of upliftment, clarity inside you. So that is where you understand this path is just by yourself, you have to practice. So that is the very basic foundation. So once you become with that clear with that foundation, from that point, meditation is a one part that make your journey more solid, strong, clear. Because end of this all, that we have to come to inside us to purify ourselves. And that purification should happen by observing your own mind, not by observing something else. There are many other techniques that you can gain some kind of tranquility state, observing something and purify. You can gain some kind of purification, purifying the outside things. There are meditation techniques like that. But we don't need to go that way, because we into this path, and then we have to understand, using our own awareness, observing and recognizing and clarify ourselves, our own feelings. So that will lead us to gain the clarity inside us through the purification. So once you have that purified mind, what happens? Again, that you can't be separate from the outside world. Because when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, that the community of the Sangha and the Buddha himself also more interfere into the society more than any other religious leaders, and more than any other religious communities in the history. The community of the Sangha always interfere with the people. So once you have the purified lifestyle, you are capable to move into the society or the people and guide them and help them. And guiding and helping is not always preaching and telling this is good or this is bad like that. People will get tired in that way. So then how it's a one thing is becoming an example. Another thing is one of the major important key point is becoming a friend. And becoming a friend is a very important thing. Because that is what sometimes we lose in our life. We have a lot of relationships and we have a lot of connections, but it is very rare that we can find a real, that friendly connection. It's very rare that you can find the trust with others. So once you into the community or the society, you are capable to build up that. The very reason is you're not going to bound to your personal point of view. Another thing is you have the more compassion with the wisdom. And that way you are more capable to help others and be with others and become kind of like a helper or the partner or kind of like a friend when they need. So that way you build up a more lifestyle, not even just into yourself. By practicing yourself, at the same time you contribute yourself to the society. So that also part of the practice. So then you have to remember that when we say we practice Buddhism, it has a huge meaning. So then we have to understand which way that we go and how we practice that. And how that practice can take us to become a better person, and at the same time, end of the journey, how it take us to liberation. because otherwise that we just caught up on the stories. Because when it comes to life, life is kind of like a story. This everything is kind of like a stories. We are more storytellers, and people like to hear stories, and people like to follow stories, and people like to create stories. We so attached from childhood to now, and we so attached to stories. And it doesn't matter the very nature of the character. Once it becomes a story, we allow that character to be there because we love the story. So there's the samsara itself kind of like a story ourselves. We just keep telling to ourselves. We have so much deeper attachment to that our own journey. And sometimes we think, we dream ourselves, oh, maybe last, previous time, previous birth, maybe I used to be like this, like that. Like that, we dreaming, always we liked it. No, me. I was there somewhere like that. Oh, maybe in the future, I'm going to be like this way, that way. We're dreaming, me, going to be. It's our story. We enjoying. But when it comes to practice, the major important part is it will take you out of the story. And once you get out of the story, and that is the best moment that you have. It kind of like sometimes when people read books, now it is very rare, but sometimes when people read books, there are some pages. People keep reading, and they attach to that page. And once they attach to that page, what happened? They forget that whole book. And somehow once they start to turn the page, they recognize there is something more better than that page they stuck. So like that in our life, we caught up this conventional story, telling it to ourselves and talking to ourselves and having an inner conversation ourselves, dreaming, creating, visualizing, and clinging to it, hugging to ourselves, hold it to ourselves regarding our own story. But the meditation is a method that helps you to turn it and allow you to experience. There is something you can experience better than that story when you settle down with the moment, within your own inhalation, exhalation, or within your own bodily sensation, within your own bodily posture, within your own mental behavior. So, but when to get into that, you have to have some kind of effort. Otherwise, you're not going to sit like this. So once you have that effort, and you should have some kind of energy to hold it to that. Why? Because that the story is so strong. It's again can come. And even this meditation also become part of that story sometimes. So then you should have some energy in you. And not only that, you have to have the conviction, the faith to stay, hold it to it. Knowingly, this path is very old, royal path. This is not only you and me, just sitting and practice like this. Eons by eons, Buddhas, all the enlightened masters used to sit on this posture. Just imagine that. How old this practice. And known, unknown, many human beings, even this time, keep practice this. It's not only you and me. Even just imagine just focusing to the breathing and settling down with yourself. And all the Buddhas used to do that. How beautiful that. You just, into that little bit. Just imagine in this conventional life, what you can do when it comes to comparison and with other people sometimes. You can't go to whatever the other people go, that hotels, and maybe you can't drive whatever the other people drive cars, because that's very matter when it comes to life. People so into that kind of things. And maybe you even can't wear kind of like clothes that what kind of other people wear. No, when people see these young people so crazy with these people's magazines, and what other person wearing, what kind of purse, what kind of perfume, what kind of hairstyle, they into that really. But they can't get to that, and but still they're looking at it and cheering it and becoming happy. They don't get anything. Only thing is, unhappiness, sadness, worry deeply start to grow inside. But look, this meditation, don't underestimate it, because that the Buddha is even that the venerated by the gods and all the enlightened masters, and even the Mara, surrender to the Buddha, and even from the heavens, all the God worshipped, whoever practiced the right practice. Just imagine them. In this conventional life, we look each other and have the, unhappiness, jealousy, sadness, worry because of the comparison. But you have a great opportunity as a human being connected to this very old royal path, and sit a little bit, settle down yourself a little bit, and bring your attention to inhalation, exhalation, and observe it. Once you come to that point, you connect it to that. All the enlightened masters' path that they walk. So that is another way of practice that develop yourself. So then rather than caught up on this story, develop that kind of attitude in you day by day, even though you do things. And as you know, by the time this everything going to change, other people going to go away. When the opportunities are better, they will go away. That's how always the life. So then, but yourself, when you have opportunity to practice little bit, don't give up it. No matter whatever the other things you do, remember to little bit keep practice, and at the same time, have a structure yourself as a person, develop some kind of self-discipline with your bodily, verbally, mentally action. The very first thing is don't bring any harm to you. And then at the same time, remember not to hurt to anybody. Don't bring any harm to others. And at the same time, out of that physical behavior, remember yourself, the ultimately purify your mind with the thought, get out of all the greed, hatred, and the delusion. Those are kind of like a poisons. It kills us and it kills others. Don't allow it to happen. So you have opportunity to purify it. And once you purify the mind, and as a result of that purification, you gain the calmness, undisturbed mind. It is very necessary today. Look at the world now, everybody, everywhere, into TVs and looking what is happening, what the war going to happen, and what is next. So like that. And when the war happens somewhere, what happened? It ignites deeper inside our mind and all the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So then when mentally, just imagine all the people around the world start to have that kind of things, the anger, jealousy, hatred, the fear. The war is not a kind of like a place just isolated happen. That when it come to our inside mind, when it happen inside, it is so powerful than these outside missiles. So then you should have a very undisturbed mind. You should know it is somewhere happening. And at the same time, you should not get mad, angry, disappointed. Why? Because if it is happened to you like that way, just imagine when whole world, everybody go through like that, your mental behavior start to create certain kind of vibration, and it start to shift the frequency, the mental frequency. And then what will happen? The war going to become more and more and more stronger. It's everywhere. So then how you can stop the war? So whatever, not even the war, any situation. And remember to have the undisturbed mind. That is the beauty of the samadhi. When a situation happens, can you stay away without adding your mental energy to that? So then, so you have to remember to having this undisturbed mind. See that we're during the pandemic time, and now there is something else start to come. It's all the time like that. Even what that's it, stop, something else going to come. So this always, it is very necessary even in a very conventional life to have a undisturbed mind. And it is more beneficial for ourselves. And at the same time, it gives a greater contribution to entire universe. So once you have undisturbed mind from that point, deeply start to recognize even that that ourselves, that what we experience, this all related to only this moment. And it depends on the feelings, and it depends on the our point of view. Once you understand it, you are capable to go more deeper and see how things come to be as they are. Once you know it yourself by practicing, using your own body and mind, that is the day you're going to understand what is the meaning of the real wisdom. So going on this path and knowing there is this also a wisdom, but ultimately how the wisdom become the completion, pinnacle of the journey is recognizing yourself, all these phenomena, all these conditions, things, and change, and impermanent and selfless. So let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck get straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Do nothing extra. Just recognize it through the sensation. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Abdaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.